heating, electrical, and plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday, February the 16th, 2026. It is another beautiful day here in Lincoln, Bock. Bock, I'm getting ready. I'm ready for fishing season. I'm officially ready. Whenever I can get the go ahead and the good weather, and it be getting constantly like just 70, 80, I will be there every morning. Almost probably 3 times a week.
Wow, you're getting ready. You're really ready for fishing season. Did you go much last year?
None at all, Bob.
Yeah.
I lied to myself the whole year last year, which I don't plan on doing it this year. I'm going to take advantage of it.
Well, that's good to hear. You're an avid fisherman, are you, or just trying to get back into it a little bit?
Just trying to get back into it. Just trying to get a hobby at my age.
Yeah.
Don't want to be a homebody where you sit there and play video games. I want to get out. Do something fun. I was thinking about getting a membership to a gym, but I just don't want to feel that pain.
Yeah, that. You'd rather sit there and fish than work out.
Yeah, I mean, I could walk around a pond and lift my rod and stuff like that, but just trying to get motivated to go to a gym is just not me. I mean, I'll probably get me some 10, 15 pound dumbbells to have around the house probably in the next week or so. I want to buy just to, keep my upper body kind of tight. I don't want to be like AD. I seen AD lift 315 pounds on Facebook.
Ooh.
315. He got it.
With his, even with some of his surgeries here. Recently, huh?
I think AD's 50, 51.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that.
I'll say, well, lucky for you. I don't think, what did you say? You always say you're about the same height and weight as your playing days, right? I mean, your body just doesn't add much.
My body just can't add weight. I mean, and if I don't watch myself, I'll get this little pot belly if I don't watch myself because, that's why I try to You know, I walk to the store as much as I can around the street. The other day I was getting my tire changed, and our dude was going to be, because he had to go get me a new tire. So it took him about 20 minutes. So I walked home and walked back, and, just a nice little cruise.
Yeah, get a little bit. Have you ever, as winter is ending here, or at least it feels like it's ending, did you ever try ice fishing?
No.
No.
I'm not going to do that.
I don't trust it. I see people like drive their trucks out on the ice and all that. I'm like, I don't know about all that.
Things like, what was that movie called when people would see it happen, then it happened?
I don't know, like a premonition though.
Yeah. You remember that movie? Like, it's like, nah.
not gonna risk that one.
Nah, it's certain things you can do and you can't do in life, especially at 50, Bock. I don't want to be too dangerous and living by the ledge, but nah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, when I was younger, I used to be more of a risk taker. Nowadays, I'd rather kind of keep my feet to the ground, and I can watch others take risks. That could be a lot of fun. But I've just been through a little bit with my injuries in the past. Even, I always think it's even crazy how, it sounds like, a take that's maybe 60 years too old, but like airplanes and all this sort of stuff where you take yourself and it's like, we think we're gods, don't we? We think we just go and do whatever we want. We'll be, at some point in time, you'll be humbled.
Final Destination.
There it is. Yeah.
That's it.
You like those Final Destination movies?
I like them, but I hope they don't come true against me. So that's just a crazy way to go out.
There's a new Final Destination movie. I watched like the first 10 minutes of it the other day. It seemed like I'm going to watch the rest of it. It's pretty good. I mean, they're all kind of the same, but
now, Bob, we had a conversation last week where you said you sold your Pokemon cards at a yard sale?
Yeah. When I was younger, I collected a bunch of them, and then I sold them all for like 25 cents or whatever just to get rid of them.
Not good, Bob.
Not good.
Not good.
Should have kept them.
All right, Bob. Logan Paul. Have you seen what he did?
I know he's bought the richest or the most expensive Pokemon card.
Here's where you're going to be mad at yourself, Bob. Logan Paul sells one of his Pokemon cards for a record $16.5 million.
$16.5 million. Huh?
Yes. He broke the record or whatever. Huh?
So that must be a holographic. Is it shiny?
It's a Pikachu.
Oh, there's a Pikachu on there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know which. 5 years ago, he said, okay, so I'm trying to see which one it is, what Pokemon it is. A rare Pikachu illustrated card.
Yeah, that would make sense. Pikachu is probably the most popular among them all.
One of just 39 created, Bob.
Well, where's the other ones? Are those worth $16.5 million too?
I don't know where they're at, Bob.
Man,
you want to hunt some people down and
pretty much.
Yeah, we can go around being the henchman. Watch out, Bock the Blackshirt coming for the Pokemon card.
They gotta lock those up at like Target and all those places. You gotta get permission. Somebody come get a key and open them up. I believe it's been a while again since I bought Pokemon cards. They used to have like, I don't know, 150 Pokemon. I don't remember what the exact number was, and then they added all these other ones, and I lost interest because I couldn't keep up. And that's when I sold them all. I should have kept them.
Yeah,
I don't think any of mine were worth that much. But
yeah, so he sold the most expensive trading card ever at an auction box.
Yeah,
and he threw in a diamond necklace with it.
Well, that helps.
Yeah,
I wonder how much like what's the return on investment there? You just set it in your. I mean, obviously he got the return on investment because I think that would be, at least I would assume that would be the card that he once bought that was the most expensive at one time, and now he's been able to turn that around. But I don't know. I don't know who's got $16.5 million laying around for a Pokemon card.
Yeah.
Do you ever collect too many cards? You collect your own cards at all?
But I know where some at the house.
Yeah, at your house?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look.
Well, not Pokemon cards. I mean, like sports cards.
Yeah, they're Pokemon cards.
Oh, you still have the Pokemon?
I don't have them, but they're in the house.
Oh, okay.
They're not mine. But
well, go look.
I will gladly go look through it. Bob.
I'm gonna make sure one of those ones aren't in there.
Yeah, and I won't say a word to anybody.
Did they make too many cards of you in your Canadian days in Nebraska? Did you have any of those?
I still got some.
A few of them, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, they like $1.
Did you, well,
Penny.
Yeah. Did you collect
50
a bunch of them when you were a kid, or never got into that?
No. I'm not into that.
Yeah, I always liked it. I always liked that you get your booklet out and you'd have all your, it was like a 9-sheet where you could put all the cards on and organize them and all. But then when you do that too often, you like rough up the edges and then they're not as good. Like any card with any scratch on it, it's not worth anything. So, yeah, I mean, I went back. I still have some football and baseball and basketball cards from back in the day, but I don't think I have any Pokemon left.
Not no Pikachus, Bob.
No, nothing like that.
All right, Bob. Let's move to this. This a little bit Olympic thing right here. Last couple of days, Bob, we talk about curling a lot. Now it seems like we got cheating.
Yeah,
going on in curling, Bob, and it's making them fuss, curse. They're cursing at each other. They're talking smack, and they're recording each other. So now, I forgot what team recorded. Canada.
Yeah, Canada's the one that.
But Canada's the ones. Women's and men's team are both accused of cheating in the curling event.
Yeah, it looks like Team Switzerland was the latest to accuse Canada of doing so. Double touching.
Yeah, I seen it, Bob.
Yeah,
I seen it. I seen what he did. It. He once he lets it go, he uses the same hand. He extends his hand and pokes it a little bit.
Yeah,
it's cheating.
I suppose so. I didn't know that until this whole controversy started.
Me neither.
As we're learning about it, but yeah,
not till last night. But they've been accused of cheating. I've seen the footage of them doing it, but nothing been ruling on it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. It is quite surprising to me. I didn't know that would happen, but this is like the 30 for 30 on curling they can make someday. Because there's like swearing, like you said, swearing. He basically the Canadian curler was like saying, "Yeah, I didn't do anything." He's like, "Well, we can check it out on tape. It's going to be there," and it was. So yeah, I mean, man, it is interesting that what qualifies as cheating in different sports. But double touching, yeah, that makes sense. There's not a whole lot, obviously, that goes on in curling. Once you release, you gotta let it go. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why you got the wipers and the swipers, whatever the ice shavers and the that's what you got those for. But I watched the match last night. I watched I think it was China versus US. I didn't see the final end of it, but China was leading. It was 3-5 once I watched it, but US had the last hammer. You know what the last hammer is, Bob? Last hammer is the last go.
Okay.
Who goes last?
Okay.
So they get the last hammer is you can knock them out the pit.
No, that's right.
That.
Yeah.
So I've been on my curling pretty good.
Is that what you're watching mostly in the Olympics so far?
Yeah, that's it.
That's all. That's all you're tuning in for. Fair enough. It is interesting to watch. You know, the Winter Olympics as it unfolds. A lot of different things kind of going on as controversies and injuries and all that. But hopefully, you know, as we all know, being Patriots, you got to cheer for the USA and see if they can pull out and get some victories here, bring some gold medals back.
All right, Gus Mohawk said the Jamaican bobsled teams compete tomorrow. Always got to go for those guys. Cool Running is one of my all-time favorite movies. God dang, Box 0159 said you're dumb, Jake. Keep that stuff. Also, video games are worth money as selling. Holding on to it if you have to, Bob.
That's what I'm doing with my sports cards now that the Pokemon cards have come back around and have been so well. But I was a kid. I probably used that money to go. I don't know. I got $20 out of it or something. that used to be a lot of money when I was maybe 11 or 12 or whatever the age was.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money these days.
Yeah, it's not bad. You can still get some stuff done with $20.
So, Buck, I want to teach you a life lesson in parenting when you get older kids.
Okay.
Here's my son. Ring, ring. Hey, Pop. Can I borrow some money? I'll give it back. This is what I told him, Bob. I said, if you want some money, just say, hey, change your phrase. Hey, you got $20 I can get and you know, that I can get. Because when my son tells me that he want to borrow it, Bob, I expect it back.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have to tell him now, say, hey, Dad, you got like $20 I can get. Don't ever call me again and tell me you want to borrow
He's
something.
borrowing it.
Yeah, because you've been borrowing money for the last 3-4 years. So if I tally that up, so I had to tell him the other day, I said, hey, man, instead of you saying borrow, let's just rephrase
it. Just get right to the point. You've noticed that when he borrows, he doesn't give back.
Yeah. So I had to get on to him about that part.
I thought you were going to start charging him interest or something.
Yeah, I'm not. No, he catches me in a good mood when I have money. So,
yeah.
I guess he puts the baby on the phone first.
Well, that helps.
And then try to get me with, hey, she want a pizza also. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, better do that.
Yeah, that's the way to throw it in there. Use the baby.
Does she eat pizza?
I don't know. She looked like she eat anything when I was there. I mean, she probably does, but she's a big child. She like oatmeal. I don't know. She ate everything we ate, so.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I mean, at least with my son, too. He used to eat a bunch when he was kind of 2. Then he starts to get picky about what he wants to eat. Now he's more picky about it. But he used to eat a bunch of spaghetti. Now
are you going to put him in basketball, Bock?
Yeah, at some point.
YMCA?
I don't know what exactly, but yeah, something to get him going.
Yeah, you probably 7, 8, 9. What age group you think?
Well, he's 4. We'll see. He's I got him one of those like little basketball hoops for like toddlers or whatever, and he never was too interested in it. So we'll see. I tried to get him going into football the other day. And instead of playing football, he wants to play hide and seek with the football. I said, well, at least he's got a football in his hand. That's a start.
Hide and seek with the football.
That's right. That's a little bit different way of playing it.
All right, Bock, let's go to break. And when we come back, I'm going to do something different today. It's Bock time to lead the show. 93.7 The Ticket. See what he got when we come back. Bock the Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild has a delicious way for you to enjoy beef brisket. It's our open-faced hot beef sandwich. We start with our grilled Texas toast. Add a scoop of creamy mashed potatoes. Load them up with some tender Hog Wild beef brisket and top it off with our tasty brown gravy. It's absolutely delicious. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2025 Ford F-150 for $199 per month.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1007055. Previous service loader. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 6,800 to its signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Plus take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 3/31/26. See dealer for details.
No one's ever explained it this way. That's what we hear at Trade-Offs when you finally see how today's crop insurance tools work with your grain marketing plan, not in isolation. With hail and wind rates increasing and margins already tight, it's time to challenge how you look at crop insurance. It's time to ask better questions. It's time to call Trade-Offs. Call us at 402-858-7501 or visit gotradeoffs.com to start the conversation. That's GOTREDAS.com. Trade-Offs, ingrained in your success. No, seriously, give us a call.
Hey everyone, this is Austin Orman from Old School with Foreman and Orman, live from 1040 O Street in the heart of downtown Lincoln, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. My favorite thing about downtown Lincoln has to be the year-round energy. Downtown Lincoln never stops. It's easy to get to, has everything you could need or want in dining, entertainment, and retail, and of course it has Lincoln's best sports talk, proudly located in downtown Lincoln on the corner of 11th and O.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. from major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Honey, I love the first few months of a new year.
Why?
I get a chance to shovel.
You hate to shovel.
Not snow, cash. The Nebraska Lottery's Cash Blast promotion is back. Buy a 2x2 ticket and get a voucher. Enter online for a chance to win a $5,000 or $500 weekly prize. And if your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled.
Great. It snowed last night. Here's a shovel.
But
consider it practice.
2x2 top prize odds are 1 in 105,000.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer,
Infrastructure,
Bauer,
Underground,
Brett,
Excavating.
Shout out to the Bauer crews working hard throughout the Lincoln and Omaha areas. Jake Bockerman?
Yes?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. It is a busy day in Husker sports today, so did want to bring your attention to that. Unfortunately, Nebraska women's basketball did not get the job done against Iowa, but did get the chance to be on national TV this morning here on President's Day down at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Saw plenty of Iowa fans, again, unfortunately, down in downtown Lincoln as I was pulling in this morning. Iowa was able to beat the Huskers pretty soundly, though, 80-67 at Pinnacle Bank Arena. They jumped out to a 25-13 lead in the first quarter and added to that lead before halftime. They were up 45-27. Nebraska tried to rally back a little bit in the second half, did outscore the Hawkeyes 18-11 in the fourth quarter, but ultimately, once again, Iowa gets the win 80-67 over Nebraska. Eva Hayden, the center for the Hawkeyes, led the way for Iowa with 27 points. Nebraska was led with 13 from Britt Prince, but again, not enough there for it. It's kind of interesting and unfortunate. Obviously, Iowa, one of the better women's basketball programs over the last several years. That goes without saying. But Nebraska basketball, women's basketball, now on a 5-game losing streak. And a lot of this, again, adds to the fact that Nebraska has not been able to top 25 teams this year. I believe they are now 0-8 against them. All of this is interesting enough. They started off, if you remember, the Huskers 14-0 this year. And it was 12-0, excuse me. And then just you hit Big Ten play and things have not gone well. They, again, perfect in non-con, then they've hit Big Ten play and have not gotten it done. So now 5-10 in Big Ten play, 16-10 overall. Before the loss this morning, ESPN had them listed as a 10 seed and as one of the last 4 buys, which means, one of the last 8 teams to get in. but one of the last 4 byes there. So it's heading the wrong direction for the Huskers. Of course, they've dealt with injuries this year and not having a full team, but it's looking further and further, or more and more, I should say, like Nebraska women's basketball is might be a bubble team and might have trouble getting in.
Yeah, Buck, they're not. How can I say this? They're not a good down the road team. I mean, as the back end of the season was like it was against the front half of the season. Especially playing a lot of ranked teams, Iowa, USC. Every team they face is a ranked team. It seems when we turn around and they losing to them, but hopefully they can hang on and make a good run for it in the tournament and try to get that last couple of 16th seed, 12 seed, 10 seed, wherever they can. But right now it's slipping out, so they need to snap up out of this little funk that we're in, this little shooting funk, and Coach Amy, she has to get them right back on track.
Yeah, she does. Again, it has to happen, sooner than not on a 5-game losing streak. Their next chance here will be this week. Here in just a few days on the 19th, they'll head to Oregon. Oregon, like Nebraska, kind of middle of the Big Ten, 6-8 in league play so far, 18-9 overall. So that would be a big opportunity for Nebraska. And then remaining on their schedule is just 3 conference games left. Then they'll have Washington, who, like Oregon, in the middle of the Big Ten, but a little bit higher as far as what they're doing in Big Ten. They're 9-6 in Big Ten play and 19-7 overall. And then they'll finish off with Rutgers. Rutgers is 1-13 in the Big Ten and 9-16 overall. So you at least hope for Nebraska's sake that they're able to get that one. But again, I can't imagine if they lose to Oregon and Washington, and those are road games, and those will be tough ones, that Nebraska would still be projected to get in. So, a very important time to maybe win both of them. Obviously, you're trying to get as many W's as you can, but before the Big Ten tournament, which Nebraska does look pretty good as far as getting in there. If you remember, the men's tournament's allowing all teams in, the women's tournament not doing. So remember, the men switched that partially, maybe for Nebraska last year, or maybe would have gotten in if had they been able to play in a Big Ten tournament. Might see a similar thing happen to the women, except, like I said, they look good as of now at 5-10, and there are several teams at the bottom. There's 4 teams with 3 or less wins in the Big Ten. So still probably good to make the Big Ten tournament, but the NCAA tournament becoming more difficult. The other kind of thing to track here for Nebraska sports today, in about a half an hour, Nebraska will take on Stanford. Of course, Austin is out there in Scottsdale, Arizona. Nebraska will wrap up their time out there in Arizona. It's been very successful for Husker baseball over the weekend. They started off 3-0 after defeating UConn 12-2 on Friday. They beat Northeastern 7-4 Saturday, and then Grand Canyon, 9-1 on Sunday. And so, like I said, the MLB Desert Invitational wraps up for Nebraska against Stanford here in about half an hour. The Cardinals are coming off a 27-25 year in the first year in the ACC, so not exactly where they want to be, but that's only because they're pretty good outside of that. The Cardinals were in the College World Series in 2022 and 2023 under current skipper David Esquire, who also made the College World Series with Cal back in 2011. So maybe an uphill challenge here, and it is uphill from here, basically, as Nebraska will take a little bit of break this week, and then their schedule picks up. They'll have Louisville and Kansas State and Florida State, and then a 3-game set with Auburn coming up after this. But already a successful start to the season for Nebraska, considering the last time the Huskers began a season 3-0 like they are now, they went to the College World Series all the way back in 2005. We know Husker baseball generally, you don't get your home games here. You play some of those Southern teams. It can be a bit of a struggle. Maybe you're not in mid-season form, at the beginning of the season, like some of those Southern teams are able to be. So off to a good start for Husker baseball.
Oh yeah, Bob. Good start, 3-0. Can't ask for anything better. I think when we look overall, Husker athletics is getting better each year. When we talk about softball, baseball, you talk about the men's basketball team is really peaking right now. You talk about the wrestling team is doing great. You're talking about track and field, Bob. You talk about what the volleyball team does. So these sports are really picking themselves up, and they're really carrying Nebraska. It's not just a football school anymore. You could say Nebraska is probably an all-around college right now when you look at all the different sports we're doing great in.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, there's probably a few sports that could pick it up, but for the most part, everybody is holding their weight and doing really well, and being in the national conversation might put a little bit more pressure on Matt Rule in the football team to get that done as well. So we'll have to see. Of course, as we all know, they didn't finish off well this past year, but still back-to-back bowl games, maybe head in the right direction. People are still going to ask and want for more, as you should, for Husker football, considering all the money that goes into that program, all the resources that they have. Traditionally we don't have to go down why Nebraska football you want more from them, but it has been good. And to your point, softball specifically deserves a little bit of shine here from us in this kind of all sports update. Now I was doing it just kind of let you know of the events of the day. Softball not playing today, but they did get another victory over a number one team this past weekend. Nebraska defeated yesterday on Sunday Texas Tech, who was number one. Of course, they earlier in the year split with number one Texas, but did get a win there against number one Texas. Now Texas Tech rose to number one, and Nebraska beat them too. 3-run fourth inning was big for Nebraska, and again, getting the 3-2 win. They were down 2-0 heading into that. They did all of this, by the way, against Texas Tech's two-time National Pitcher of the Year and two-time $1 million contract player and pitcher in Nyjah Kennedy. So the Huskers,
$2 million pitcher.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She got $1 million 1 year, another $1 million this year, and I believe it was the first time too that at least on the broadcast on ESPN they said the first time that somebody had got back to back like multi-base hits off of her in that game in that fourth inning. Already historic for Nebraska as they're number 11 after last week. I think they're 6-4 at this point in the season, but two of those wins again against the tops in the softball. It was the Huskers' fifth win over a number one team in school history, and the second this season. It's the first time Nebraska has beat two number one ranked teams in the same season in program history. So, I mean, we're just a cup of coffee into the season. It's already historic for Nebraska softball.
Oh, Bock.
Somebody on the text line getting to you? Not worth repeating, huh?
Yeah, it's not. Well, it is. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Husker softball, by the way, again, are 6-4. Their next matchup here in 3 days against South Carolina as they kind of continue this stretch against some pretty good non-con play coming up. This one will be the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, where they will head out to Cathedral City in California. They'll play the likes of South Carolina, Hawaii, Texas A&M, Seattle, and Cal out there from February 20th to February 22nd. So not quite the big names or ranked lineup that was there out there for that Clearwater Invitational, but still some pretty marquee names for Nebraska to go after in softball. Hopefully improve that record as they get going moving forward.
All right, Bock. I'm good with that, Bock.
Well, what do you think, by the way, about Texas Tech? Two-time $2 million pitcher. That's a heck of an investment into the pro. We know about their football program and how they worked into that. Of course, Texas Tech came up just one game short of winning the title last year in softball because of the money that they put into that sport.
I mean, that Texas Tech team is a good team. I mean, they was great last year. That girl is a great pitcher. Tennessee is the new number one now. So they've been on the road. They think they beat 4 top 10 teams in the last week and a half, Bob. But, baseball is good. Every team. I mean, every region you look in, this is a good region. Oklahoma region, Nebraska. Then you go down south and you look at Texas, them. Now you look at Tennessee, them. They have a great team. Texas Tech. This is going to be a great run for whoever wins this softball World Series at the end of the year.
Yeah, and hopefully Nebraska can be in there. They've obviously already proved their worth as far as a team you're not going to want to see. They again look and play and already feel like a top 10 team. We'll see if they get boosted back into the top 10. Kevin in Southwest Lincoln says Fromm and Jensen are the Husker softball dynamic duo. They certainly have been so far. I see what you're laughing about. Now I have to ask you about it. Fred Hoiberg says, I believe it was Nick and AD last week that were going on about Terrell not believing in Valentine's Day. You did mention that throughout the week. Guess which anonymous black shirt was behind me in line early Valentine's morning at the Hy-Vee floral department? Did you celebrate Valentine's Day after telling us you weren't going to all week?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, no.
I plead the fifth, Bob.
It's probably the right decision.
I plead the fifth. I did go out to eat. We did go to IHOP, which is one of my favorites. But, we're there at nighttime, and I had a great little, what we call it, nighttime breakfast.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So,
So you celebrated a little bit.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah. You let the Hallmark holiday get to you. You spent some money.
Well,
they got you.
It wasn't that much, Bob.
Yeah.
So.
You still feel like a winner.
Darn you, Fred, now, Hoiberg. I'm not two-faced, Eric. Don't do that. Now you go. Why did you read it, Bob?
Oh, it's because it's hilarious. We at least have to hold your feet to the flame here. You've been exposed.
So I'm like the Grinch of Christmas, but I'm the Grinch of Valentine's
Day. Your
Yeah.
heart must have grew 3 sizes, so you were able to celebrate at the end.
Whatever. Good night of work, I guess. Huh?
That's right. Which is fair. I hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's Day out there. It is President's Day. Hopefully everybody's having a good President's Day as well. As we have fun here talking some sports. Of course, we can't take a break here. I did want to get to basketball as well. Basketball had a fantastic week, and now we know where they are. Still in the top 10.
Yeah. Great. We'll go over that when we come back. Bock the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month, or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyon is leasing for $269, or buy for $40,980. Also, right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All leases with $2,500 down with a roof credit.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, Call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Most resolutions for the new year fail before January is even over. Why not resolve to just be a little bit cleaner in 2026? Nebraska Auto Detail is here for you. Now through March 30th, if you purchase a ceramic coating, you'll get a free interior detail. There's no better way to start your year than taking care of your car and decluttering the mess that it becomes so easily. Book your detail today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call Joe and the team at 402-601-5086.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and up.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. Bock, I guess I'm about to start wearing a screen mask when I go outside.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, I'm going to have to wear a mask when I go out to the stores now.
You just don't want to be seen in public anymore, huh?
Yeah. I just want to be
identified.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'd be the only one wearing the screen mask.
So I'll still be identified.
You'd still be identifiable, yeah. Unfortunately. But we do. I did tease getting to Nebraska basketball. There is a little bit of news there as far as the AP and coaches poll coming out. Nebraska, of course, last week was number 7, but of course just went 1-1 on the week with that loss to Purdue earlier. But we're able to get back in the win column with the 68-49 win over Northwestern. So that moved them back to number 9. By the way, Michigan ranked number 1. We saw Arizona go down twice over the last week. So Michigan, the new number 1 for the first time since 2013. That 2013 Michigan team, you remember, led by Trey Burke and Mitch McGarry. I mean, it was loaded. Karis LeVert, Nick Stauskas, reminds me a lot of Price Stanford, if you get that joke. Tim Hardaway Jr., Spike Albrecht, all those guys. Remember, that was the runner-up team of that year. So could be good for Michigan, again, to be ranked number 1. The Big Ten always well represented, very well represented in the new polls, again, with Michigan at number 1. I'll just run through it real quick. Houston at number 2, Duke at number 3, Arizona 4, UConn 5, Iowa State 6, Purdue, who we mentioned, beat Nebraska, now all the way up to number 7, Kansas at number 8, and Nebraska at number 9. Other Big Ten teams in: number 10, Illinois; number 15, Michigan State; and number 24, Wisconsin, who's been taking down the big dogs in the Big Ten. But nevertheless, again, Nebraska did get that win against Northwestern. Was not the prettiest game. In fact, it was the season high turnovers for Nebraska, with 18 of them in that game. Even Rick Mass struggled a little bit. He had 6 of them himself. But they did have a big game for Price Sanford. He led the way with 29 points. Sam Hoiberg, once again, filling up the stat sheet with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. Kel Jacobson played well, hit 2 big threes in the game, got up to 10 points and 6 rebounds for him. And it was a game where some of Nebraska's starters, again, struggled. Rick Mass did not have a particularly good game with 6 turnovers and 3 points. Injured his finger going into the game, so I don't know how much that factored into it. Jamarcus Lawrence just had a couple points on the game, and really this was a close game, too close for what Nebraska would like. I think Northwestern at one time was up 8 in the first half. Nebraska eventually took a 1-point lead, but it was with Lawrence and Mass on the bench where Nebraska had this big run in the second half, and they dominated action. I mean, Northwestern, a team that can't shoot particularly well, and especially when Nick Martinelli is off, and he was. Nebraska outscored Martinelli and the Wildcats 40-22 in the second half to win 68-49. And obviously, when you hold Northwestern under 50 points, like I said, not an offensive juggernaut by any means, but they only had 3 field goals over the final 13 minutes. So as excited as we can get in the scoring column for Price Sanford and some of those guys, it's the defense again that was getting it done, particularly with Martinelli. Martinelli did lead the Wildcats with 11 points, but he averages 22.5 this season. He's the Big Ten's leading scorer, and he just didn't look a whole lot like himself. Now, out of all of that, and when we put Nebraska, again, the rankings, coaches, AP poll, both like them at number 9, and so that would give them a 3 seed if you just kind of think of it, the top 3 seed in bracketology. But hold on, not so fast, at least from Joe Lunardi. He has Nebraska as a 4 seed. Coming into this week, which is surprising. I just, I'm a little bit shocked to see that there. Now, part of that reason might be the strength of schedule for Nebraska continues to dwindle, not as far as the Big Ten. Obviously, I just went through it. There's so many good teams out there at the top, but Nebraska's non-con, which was at one time seen as pretty tough, and obviously had some big names in there. Things are falling apart for those teams. Kansas State had to fire their coach Jerome Tang this past weekend. They didn't have to, but they decided to. They're 1-11 in the Big 12 and 10-15 overall. That's a whole nother story where he went on a rant about them, how they don't deserve to wear the K-State jerseys. Not a lot of them will be back next year. K-State fired him with cause, saying in his contract that he can't say disparaging words about Kansas State.
Well, maybe trying to get his team hype. I mean, we've seen coaches do it before. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen coaches say they don't deserve to wear it. I mean, he has to do something to get his guys fired up, and just sitting there yelling at him and screaming at him is just not good enough. So he has to take the measures to something deeper and go on TV in a rant. So I think he'll be vindicated of that cause thing in his contract. They just try to get out of paying him $19 million. So give him that $19 million and move on.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think Kansas State did decide, hey, here's a chance for us to get out, see if we can get it done. And it's crazy. Obviously, Tang led Kansas State to the Elite 8 in his first season a couple years ago, but has not had the same success since. That's why Nebraska fans felt that 1-point victory over Kansas State was big because, remember they beat them 86-85 earlier in the year, and it felt like Kansas State's a team, especially with PJ Haggerty, who they added, that was going to be on the come up this year. They are not. Also, in that, Creighton is not doing well this year. They are 7-7 in the Big East, 13-13 overall. They do not project for the first time in quite some time to be among the least in the Big East or make the NCAA tournament. And then Oklahoma, another team that Nebraska thought might be pretty good this year and played a tough game with the Huskers. Remember, Nebraska outlasted Oklahoma 105-99. What a game that was early on in the season. They're now 3-9 in the Big 12 and 13-12 overall. So I don't know if that's exactly what it was, from Joe Lunardi as he's looking at it. Maybe he particularly didn't like the fact Nebraska lost 3 out of 4 here recently. Now 3 out of 5 with the win against Northwestern. But again, all those are to one is the number 1 team in Michigan. I mean, Nebraska pushed them without Rick Mass. Obviously, the loss to Illinois is on there, but that's a top 10 team. Purdue, again, a top 10 team, number 7, and the slipping of the cord, all that sort of stuff that you look close into that game. I just don't know how Lenardi comes out with Nebraska as a 4 seed today.
Yeah.
So hopefully things can kind of change around in that direction.
Well,
That's just Lenardi.
I've seen one publication said 2 seed.
Yeah.
So it's just different people saying it, Bock. You really can't believe anything until we get closer to the end of the season. And plus, we have to see how we do in the first couple of rounds of the Big Ten tournament to see how far we can go in that. And that probably can, if we win the Big Ten tournament, that's the number 1 seed. So
yeah,
we're not even worried about that. We just need to win the games we win, like the game Saturday. We won it. Wasn't the prettiest of games we played, but hey, we won it. We move on, take on Iowa, let Price Sanford go back there and shoot their lights out. Just a great feeling. I mean, I don't want to steal these guys' joy. They know they didn't play their best. Too many turnovers. You did dominate the board. Great to see the other guys who was in town to help celebrate the 96 team. I don't know how many guys was in, but Nebraska basketball is still on its way up, Bob.
Yeah. I don't doubt that at all. I just want Huskers to tweet at Lenardi and yell at him. No, not even that. But like you said, it's just that's one man's opinion. The rest of the nation seems to be more high in Nebraska and where they are at this point in the season, and deservedly so for the Huskers. Again, it might not always look pretty, to your point, but they're beating everybody that they need to, and more often than not against the lower level teams in the Big Ten. Again, putting some space in between and beating them quite well, by double digits once again here against Northwestern. To your point, though, the excitement will head to Iowa City as Nebraska will take on Iowa on Tuesday, the first of 2 matches against Iowa, of course, senior night on March 8th. But to your point, too, Price Sanford going to be returning. So that'll be a big game for him. Hopefully, they should probably know him best or close to it. Different coaching staff, all that sort of stuff, to be factored in there. But that's going to be a game he particularly is going to want. Now, Iowa is interesting, too, because they are coming off a 2-game losing streak themselves. Weren't particularly close against Purdue. Got upended against a Maryland team that hasn't been very good this year. And so they're on a 2-game losing streak. That was after a 6-game winning streak that they had to kind of get them back into top 25 contention. But for Iowa this year, they have struggled. They're 0-5 against top 25 teams this season. Of course, Nebraska is going to be in that mix. So another top 25 team for the Hawkeyes to play. So, should be good. That's one of those games as we look down the stretch for Nebraska's remaining schedule. That was always one of those, it's a rivalry game. It's Bennett Sturts, everything that they've got going there. That could be one of those games that you lose down the stretch. People kind of look at maybe a split between Iowa or a split between the California road trip as the most possible opportunities for Nebraska to drop games down the stretch. Their other games remaining are Penn State in Maryland, outside of what I just mentioned, the 2 against Iowa, and then USC and UCLA road trip. And Penn State and Maryland are, again, teams that are near the bottom of the league. Though, as I mentioned, Maryland just knocking off Iowa, so maybe they've got some momentum going. But as we kind of get to the game, I looked from a distance and thought, that might be that matchup with Iowa. 2 games left, that might be an opportunity for them to lose. Certainly, still could be. There's still games out there. They got to go out there and win them. But feeling pretty good heading into the matchup on Tuesday at Iowa. And of course, that would be the one you worry about more, being on the home court of the Hawkeyes.
All right, Bob. Italy's famous Lover's Arch. You ever heard of that?
Italy?
Yeah.
No.
Famous Lover's Arch collapsed on Valentine's Day.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Lincoln's Coffee Week is now Coffee Month in February. With 25 participating venues, visit and check into at least 10 for a chance to win a $250 gift card to the venue of your choice. More details at lincoln.org/coffee-month, brought to you by Visit Lincoln.
No one's ever explained it this way. That's what we hear at Trade-Offs when you finally see how today's crop insurance tools work with your grain marketing plan, not in isolation. With hail and wind rates increasing and margins already tight, it's time to challenge how you look at crop insurance. It's time to ask better questions. It's time to call Trade-Offs. Call us at 402-858-7501 or visit gotradeoffs.com to start the conversation. That's GOTREDAS.com. Trade-Offs, ingrained in your success. No, seriously, give us a call.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. Light winds. It'll be warm. The afternoon high near 69. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies and light winds. A low around 47. And tomorrow, we'll see probably sunny skies. It'll be windy and warm. The high near 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucky for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. All right, Jake.
All right, it is a busy day here in the sports landscape. We talked all about it here on a President's Day for Nebraska. Again, Nebraska baseball getting going, finishing up their road trip as Austin Orman is out there today. So go ahead and follow along on Austin for Austin on his social media, as well as the 93.7 The Ticket Twitter or whatever social media you like to go. I know he definitely has been tagging that all day or all weekend for Nebraska baseball as they have been going. Once again, 3 wins so far on the season. They're off to their best start since 2005 and a chance to beat Stanford here to finish off the MLB Desert Invitational here in just a few minutes as they get that going. But it also has been a busy day for Miami Dolphins fans, including our own Jake Sorensen. Was able to talk to him. He is not moved too much by what they're doing, but they seem to be clearing house on some of their bigger contracts, which means some of their bigger stars are being let go. And the biggest one, of course, is the 8-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Tyreek Hill being released today by the Miami Dolphins, meaning for the first time in his 10-year career, he will be an unrestricted free agent. So big-time wide receiver out there on the market. Definitely will be huge for whoever picks him up. Also, the Dolphins are releasing pass rusher Bradley Chubb and guard James Daniels. Hill, for what it's worth, turns 32 on March 1st. Of course, recovering from that dislocated knee and torn ACL. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to regain his speed and be among the top wide receivers in the league. His release, though, will save the Dolphins $22.8 million against the cap. Bradley Chubb, of course, might recognize that name. The Dolphins gave up a first rounder for him at one time. Was that one time the number 5 pick of the Denver Broncos? And he actually had somewhat of a successful run there with the Dolphins. 3 years ago, he had 11 sacks. Had to sit out the 2024 season, so that was 2023. Then led the Dolphins last year with 8.5 sacks in this past season, but deciding to let him go. Of course, that will save them some money as well as they're looking at that. And they also released offensive lineman James Daniels, who was among their biggest signees this past offseason. Didn't get to play too much. He was injured in the opener, so didn't really get too much out of that signing. And also are looking to release Nick Westbrook-Akeen, one of their wide receivers. Not that one, not so big as he's just kind of thrown into the mix there. But as we see, it looks like the Dolphins are, of course, they went and got the leadership from some of the Green Bay Packers leadership that has been able to piece together a pretty good roster out there, competitive roster for the Packers before they've added the likes of Micah Parsons and those guys, some more bigger names. But that appears to be what the Dolphins are going to attempt to do, is try to get more with less. But they're losing some of your big time names here for the Dolphins, including Bradley Chubb, for what it was worth, is won the Good Guy Award from the local media. So it was a team captain. He was a guy that was liked on the Dolphins team, but they finished 7-10 last year, not where they want to be. And then you got to look at also the Tua Tagovailoa situation, where they signed him to a big contract extension a couple years ago. 4-year, $212.1 million extension in 2024. But this past year, he was benched by the end of the season had a career high 15 interceptions. They've talked about trying to bring in some competition for him as well. So, I mean, that's a huge contract when you talk about it, is if they're trying to get rid of these contracts. Don't know if they would find a buyer on the other end of that. So that might limit what they can do there. But still, pretty big move to see Tyreek Hill let go. And then the other thing to keep in mind there, too, is obviously he's going to be remembered for his years in Kansas City and helping winning Super Bowl titles there. But his biggest years statistically were with Miami in 2022 and 2023, where he had over 1,700 yards receiving.
Bock, that just gives him a good reuniting with Kansas City Chiefs.
Could be.
Probably a good thing for Tyreek. Bad thing for the Dolphins is that Tua Tagovailoa, he's $54 million guaranteed salary. So doesn't matter what you say or do to him, he still got $54 million, Bock. Bradley Chubb will be picked up and paid handsomely wherever he goes. Yeah. This is just, a new coach trying to get a feel for his team and really release some money. But you can't really release any money until you release the quarterback. And that's one thing they need to talk about. But he's still going to be paid. So either way it go, I'm not a fan of Tua's. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I just think he had a great year at Alabama, was surrounded by great athletes. And this now is showing in the NFL that probably not as good as we thought he was, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, they were putting up numbers a couple of years ago offensively and certainly in some games blowing teams out, but it seems to have caught up with them. They're not quite that team now. Remember Quinn Ewers and Zach Wilson were battling as backups, primarily Quinn Ewers, I think, got more of the opportunity than anybody as the backup once Tua Tagovailoa went out. Now they've still got a few guys of note. Devon Achane was among the best running backs in the nation last year. Obviously, in the league, I should say, last year. Jalen Waddle's been a really reliable receiver for quite some time. Jordan Brooks on the defensive side had 183 tackles. So there's still a few names they can hang their hat on, but obviously doesn't look like they're necessarily making money moves, just not money moves that will help them win football games, at least in the immediate future. Again, the whole idea here is long-term. Maybe it could help them out there. And it is interesting as I look at some of the other news and notes in the NFL. One thing is that the franchise tags are coming up. The 2-week NFL franchise tag window opens up tomorrow. It will run until March 3rd. During that time frame, each team is allowed to tag one player who is scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent. Of course, doing so will keep the player with the team for the upcoming season. But as people might know, if you played those video games back in the day, you're always just throwing out a franchise tag just because it's an option in the game. But more often than not, teams don't do that because it's not cheap. It's very expensive. Last year, there were only 2 players that were tagged, T. Higgins with the Bengals and then Trey Smith with Kansas City Chiefs. The franchise tag is so expensive because it's based on the top 5 annual salaries at each position, and the price goes up each time a player gets tagged. So there are some teams out there that are names out there that are considered franchise tag candidates. And again, the idea there is for a lot of them is, okay, we like the guy, but do we want to keep him a year, pay a big money for 1 year, or do we want to sign him to a long-term contract? I mean, do you feel comfortable enough with him moving forward? So some of the interesting franchise tag names that are being thrown out there, and you let me know, Terrell, what you think about these names. Would you franchise tag him for a year, or would you sign him long-term, or just let him walk?
Let's go, Bob.
Let's start with Kyle Pitts of your Atlanta Falcons. You got your 3 choices. Pay a premium for 1 year, long-term, or let him walk.
Premium for 1 year. He still got a little bit to prove to me.
Still want to see if he can get it done.
Yeah, but we might let him go, though.
Yeah, 928 yards this last year and 5 touchdowns from the tight end position. That was his best year since his first year. So definitely could see that. Again, he's a name that people are considering. How about George Pickens with Dallas?
He's not a number 1, though, to me.
Did have a successful first year there with Dallas. Of course,
pay him 1 year.
You'd franchise tag him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we look at him last year, over 1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns.
See if he can do it again. If he can do it again, then I might let him get a long deal.
Definitely a career year for him, but there's always the off the field and on the field stuff. I specifically, I guess, on the field stuff with George Pickens about whether he's trying enough or kicking you or whatever. That's interesting. How about Kenneth Walker with Seattle? Of course, was the MVP of the Super Bowl, but they do have Zach Charbonnet still there. Is he replaceable? It's definitely an interesting conversation for them. Over 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. For me here, I
sign him
I don't
to
know.
a 3-year deal.
You sign him long term.
Long term.
Yeah, go ahead and get him in. All right, we've got 2 more here. How about Daniel Jones of Indianapolis?
Who?
Daniel Jones, quarterback.
Oh,
Daniel
yeah.
Jones was the story of the first half of the season. Of course, the Colts fell apart by the end.
Richardson is terrible. Sign him to a long-term deal.
Yeah, you go ahead and make him your franchise quarterback.
Yeah, might as well. He was doing great last year until he got hurt. So
yeah,
let's try it again.
Yeah, fair enough. How about this one? Wan'Dale Robinson of the Giants, considered maybe a franchise tag type player. Of course, this past year led the Giants and was a over 1,000-yard receiver here.
That's a hard one. Let him walk, Bob.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, 1,014 yards, just 4 touchdowns though for him for a bad New York Giants team.
Good number 3 receiver, but number 3s are not hard to find. You can get a guy like Trey Palmer to be a good number 3. Wendell, he's good. Doesn't have the size that I like, but yeah,
their next leading receiver had 538 yards. I mean, he was by far their most productive.
Yeah, but they need a number. Where's Neighbors at? He didn't play this year?
Let's see. He was he only played in 4 games. So that was part of it. Yeah.
So yeah. So I don't know, Bach. Probably franchise him for a year.
Yeah, maybe. He's definitely that. It'd be interested to see where he goes or who's interested if he isn't franchise tag. But again, those are some of the names out there for the franchise tag to be looking at here starting tomorrow and going through March 3rd. Once again, they don't happen often. Only 2 players were franchise tagged last season. So some of those names that I mentioned could be out there in the open market for that possibility. The other thing a lot of people are paying attention to, specifically myself, as the Arizona Cardinals are going to have to make a decision soon on their quarterback position. Of course, the Cardinals, the only bad team in the NFC West last year, are going to have to decide on Kyler Murray by March 16th. So they've got a month from now. This is the 5th day of the 2026 league year when a significant part of his March 16th is, by the way, this is the 5th day of the 2026 league year when a significant part of the 2027 contract, 19.5 million of it, by the way, becomes fully guaranteed. A decision to move on via trade or release is expected before this date. Whispers around the league are starting to indicate that the Cardinals most likely going to part with the quarterback. But as we look at it, who might pick him up? Who would be trade partners? Some of the names being thrown out there: Vikings, which would be a quick kind of turn on J.J. McCarthy. But obviously, with the math now being completed with what Sam Darnold's done, obviously didn't make the right decision there. Colts also could be a trade partner, as we mentioned, if Daniel Jones is not franchise tagged, or at least in the very least for the Colts brought back in. Other teams that could be interested: Jets, Browns, Steelers, and even the Falcons could be a possibility for Kyler Murray.
All right. We'll see how little man does or where he goes. But he's not coming to the Falcons.
You don't think the Falcons ultimately? No.
We're not worried about that.
Probably not, but we will see. It'll be interesting. Maybe a change of scenery could be good for him. Obviously, the Cardinals with a new coach in place might want to go ahead and get a fresh start here. The other thing that happened over the weekend that I wanted to mention was the NBA All-Star Weekend. I don't know how into it you were, but it was a little bit different with the format they did for the All-Star Weekend. We'll get into that here in a second. But first, wanted to shout out the winner of the three-point contest and the dunk contest. This time it was Damian Lillard who outlasted Devin Booker to win the three-point contest, despite not playing this year while recovering from a torn Achilles. So it's kind of interesting. He's out there. He's able to shoot, and he's able to shoot well. It is Dame time once again in the three-point contest. He joins Larry Bird and Craig Hodges as the only 3-time winners of the event, which started back in 1986. It might have sparked Steph Curry to be interested to come back and be a 3-time winner himself. Steph Curry is a 2-time winner. He announced that he will return to the event next season, and he is having another great year. Steph Curry is even at his age. He also said he'll try to recruit Klay Thompson back to the event. For a while, again, the 3-point contest, and even this year, has kind of supplanted the dunk contest, if mostly not for anything else, because of the star power that is willing to compete in the 3-point contest versus the dunk contest. Again, that was highlighted this year as the dunk contest was won by Kashad Johnson of the Miami Heat. If you've not heard of Kashad Johnson, it's because he averages 3 points per game. He beat out San Antonio Spurs rookie Carter Bryant, who also averages 3 points per game. Of course, the event was without Mac McClung, who is not a regular NBA player, but jumps back and forth into the league every once in a while, and won the event the last 3 years. Bryant, by the way, the only one to score a perfect 50 dunk on the night by throwing an alley-oop off the court to himself and finishing the slam by putting the ball through his legs. But it is not a dunk contest that will go down as one of the greatest of all time. Sad, because the dunk contest, of course, has been won by the Vince Carters, Michael Jordans, Dominique Wilkins, even Zach LaVine, was able to raise it up for a while, but now you're getting guys that are barely in the league, barely averaging. I mean, how far do you have to go down the list till you get to guys that are averaging 3 points per game when you're reaching out to them to kind of get involved in this thing? It is sad what the dunk contest has become. But also in the new All-Star game format, the Team Stars, which was composed of basically the younger Americans selected to the All-Star game, ultimately won. The event featured a round-robin tournament with 4 12-minute games involving the 3 teams, which included Team Stars and Team Stripes. Team Stripes was kind of the older Americans, and then there was a world team that put together. They actually went 0-2. A lot of people favored them going into it, but it was the young Americans, the Team Stars, that ultimately won. And your guy, Ant Edwards, that took home the MVP.
Bock, I don't even watch basketball anymore. I mean, this All-Star in the basketball game is just terrible. I mean, they have to come up with so much stuff. Just should have left it like it was in the old days. 3-point shootout, slam dunk, then the All-Star game. It's just not the same anymore.
Well, at least a lot of people feel it was more competitive this year. The All-Star game in the traditional East-West format had become absolutely zero defense and zero interest. And in this game, at least there was some sort of competition, some defense out there. Obviously, the games were condensed, so you could just kind of give it what you can there during that time. So I think mostly this works, but it's still like it's just it highlights some of the league's best players, but you don't know what you're necessarily winning for. Like, is there going to be a Team Stars next year? Is there pride for Team Stars? You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily know. Although it is interesting, again, the way that they separated, that at least the younger group was able to win over the older Americans.
What did the world team? I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, they went 0-2. They didn't get it done. Yeah.
So who played in the who played in the regular All-Star yesterday?
It was Stars and Stripes. They ended up being the basically, again, the young American squad against the older American All-Stars, and the younger ones prevailed.
Oh, that's strange.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but might be something to work with. We know the Pro Bowl and the NFL is having their own struggles. A lot of these All-Star formats are a lot harder to get the stars to play hard for, obviously, because they don't want to risk injury or anything like that. One more question from the NBA before we go to break. Jaylen Brown, of course, of my Celtics, has discussed the possibility that after his career, he might be interested in MMA or boxing. Would you like to see Jaylen Brown in an MMA ring? I mean, would you turn it on? Would that bring your attention there? The UFC or even boxing?
No,
that doesn't do it for you.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, they could have. I'm not. I mean, he's making money either way it goes. So, Jaylen Brown, he's a great athlete. Stick to basketball while you can make the money. So just play basketball.
Yeah.
Do it in your afterlife. You'll be like, who was that? Nate that got knocked out?
Nate Robinson,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't want to be like that.
yeah, might not want to be, but he definitely has athleticism. It'd be fun to see him out there. I don't know. Apparently, he fights pretty well, at least well enough that he thinks that could be a possibility. He also, by the way, he had a brand event that was shut down in Beverly Hills. He wasn't too happy with his opportunity out there at the All-Star game this weekend because for some reason his event was shut down. He's not happy about it. He's talking to the Beverly Hills police about it. There's not a whole lot of details that go into it, but they were at a private house, so I don't know how that got shut down. He doesn't know either, but he's not happy about it. But it's interesting, nonetheless, for Jaylen Brown. I like you said, I don't know. After making that much money, obviously you risk just punches to the face in either of those sports. So that would be interesting, but we'll see. Hopefully he's got plenty of time left in the Celtics uniform before that is the case for him.
All right, Bob. When do your guy coming back? Is he coming back before the
Jason
playoffs?
Tatum?
Yeah.
You better hope not if you're a fan out there. Now, some people are arguing, do you really want to bring him back at the NBA playoffs when it's, the competition is amped up a level? That might not be a great idea, but at the same time, I mean, if the Celtics are in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 6, or something like that, it'd be hard to keep him off the court.
All right, Bach, let's go to break. And when we come back, more sports talk here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Bundle up, bring your crew, and make this winter one for the books with Bock Fest on Saturday, February 21st at Beer House. Enjoy winter brews that will tangle with your taste buds, polka dancing, games like Hammerschlagen and Stein Stamina, and more. Bock beer will be flowing, and sausages and pretzels will be available for purchase. Doors open at 11 a.m. and the party goes outside until 6 p.m. before moving inside. VIP tickets are $75, but just $10 gets you in the door. Buy your tickets today at beerhousene.com for Bock Fest on Saturday, February 21st.
Geode Health is now open in Lincoln, bringing high-quality mental health care to the community. Located downtown near Lincoln Central Business District, this is Geode's first location in Nebraska and part of a growing national footprint. Now welcoming patients to work with Dr. Eric Curry, board-certified outpatient psychiatrist specializing in adult mental health care, including treatment for ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, medication management, and more. Geode is also growing in its Lincoln Care Team, with opportunities for therapists interested in collaborative, patient-centered care. Appointments available now. Visit geodehealth.com. That's GEODE health.com.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes the complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out on mynutritionauthority.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Lincoln's Coffee Week is now Coffee Month in February. With 25 participating venues, visit and check into at least 10 for a chance to win a $250 gift card to the venue of your choice. More details at lincoln.org/coffee-month, brought to you by Visit Lincoln.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And Electrical.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are on from Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. Bock, Penn State does it again, Bock. They broke the indoor attendance record for a wrestling match, 16,006. They did that versus number 1 versus number 2, Ohio State last weekend, and boy, they put a spanking on Ohio State.
As they do to everybody. I know Ohio State, as you mentioned, number 1 versus 2 was a team that you thought might have a chance there, but 36-5, no chance.
Yeah, we scored more points than that.
Yeah. How about that though? I mean, that's a lot of 16,000. That's incredible.
Nebraska wrestler team over the weekend defeated Indiana. So we're getting closer to the Big Ten tournament. AJ Ferrari won his match in a convincing way. Things are looking up for the wrestling team, Buck. I would like to see how we do again in the Big Ten championship. I think we can finish second. You know, I mean, Penn State's on an absolutely wonderful tear in wrestling when you talk about the last couple of years, and you know, just to be in the same room with those guys would just, oh man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and you know, that's just kind of how it's been. To your point, Penn State is the dominant team, but Nebraska back into the top 5 from last week. We'll see what the rankings are. I suppose this was last week's rankings, so still kind of waiting to see if they can update those. But we're number 5 entering last week, did well as you mentioned, and so hopefully keep moving up the rankings. You know, and they have done. I mean, the Big Ten's loaded with good teams. Those wins they obviously dominated over Northwestern was that last Sunday, And then Friday and Sunday this past weekend against number 11 Illinois, number 20 Indiana, with dominating victories. And those are, again, top 20, top 25 type teams, but it's just those top teams that Nebraska struggled with. Obviously, the teams above them this year and losing matches to Ohio State and Penn State and Iowa. Now, Iowa has not done as well over the last couple of weeks either, because now they've dropped, at least this past week, we're to number 7. So we'll see as the new fresh rankings come out here. Should be at some point today. But yeah, we'll see. As we know, Nebraska going to be in the mix. But to your point, I think it's everybody's trying to chase for the second place again this year, with Penn State dominating once again.
Second is like first when you talk about it in wrestling, coming second to Penn State.
Yeah.
All right, Bock. The Red Hawks are on the road. Bock, can Miami finish the season undefeated? They're 25-0.
25-0. That's a heck of a run for them. I think with the new standings too. The new rankings coming out. Not a whole lot of movement for them. They're not going to get any big-time victories.
Are they past 19 yet?
No, they're still 22nd and 23rd in the AP and Coaches Poll, respectively.
No respect.
Yeah, well, I just don't know what their biggest win is. Again, maybe might be Akron at this point. So that is always going to be part of it. But again, they're a team that has a lot of players. I think it's 2, 4, 6 guys averaging over double figures. So they can bring it. They shoot over 40% from beyond the arc. Obviously, when the competition steps up, the defense might be a little bit better and will probably bring some of those percentages down. But trust me, no one wants to see Miami of Ohio in the tournament at this point.
All right, Bob. Michael Jordan won 6 NBA championships as a player. Now he won his first major title as a NASCAR owner. They won the Cup. The Daytona 500.
Yeah, well, congratulations to him as a NASCAR owner. I think that you can say what you will about his career in the NBA, certainly, but he was not never didn't have too much success as an owner in the NBA, but able to go out there and get it done there. And so good for him. Kind of a weird moment going on social media too, celebrating as well, but. Interesting stuff as NASCAR gets going, and Tyler Reddick winning the Daytona 500. Underneath the Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin NASCAR team.
Yeah, they got a little film out of Michael hitting the little guy on the booty, so we have to worry about people talking about
very
that.
odd. He's tugging at the shirt. At least is what I'm hoping.
People just blow things out of proportion. All right, Bob, right here, Bob. I want you to give me your top 10 basketball programs of all time.
Woo.
Let's see, can you match this list?
Well, UCLA.
Yes.
UConn's recent, but I'd put them up there. They'd probably be near the bottom.
UConn. No, haven't.
No, don't have it.
I don't know who would.
Well, again,
put this list up.
A lot of this is from 1999 on. They would definitely be the number 1 team. But again, recency bias. Duke, Kansas, North Carolina. Those ones are definitely in there.
Uh-huh.
I mentioned UCLA, right? So Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, UCLA. That's 4. Kentucky, obviously.
You're right.
Trying to think as I go through different conferences here. I don't think Syracuse would quite
You're
make
right,
it.
Bob.
Is Syracuse in there?
They're
Okay, Syracuse in there. Arizona?
They're on the list.
Okay, was that 6?
Yeah, 4 more, Bob.
All right. I still can't believe UConn's not in there.
You got 3 more, Bob.
Okay, Michigan State?
No,
Michigan State. All right, fair enough. I don't think Michigan would make it.
No.
Gosh, I don't think there's anybody else in the SEC. Texas?
No.
Florida?
No.
No? I'm going to sound like an idiot once you tell me these names. Maybe I got to go to the Big East.
Yeah, go to the Big East.
Yeah, Big East is a good place to go to.
Yeah.
I already mentioned UConn. They're not in there. Georgetown's dropped off. Georgetown in there?
No. You want some help?
I need some help.
Syracuse,
okay.
Louisville.
All right, yeah.
Indiana.
Idiot.
It's Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I see. I would have been surprised by Cincinnati, but definitely should have got Indiana there. That's a
I
bloodbath.
think UConn should have been on the list.
I do too. I think UConn's done enough recently to argue that.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Nebraska's got a long way. They got a good start here, but they got a long way to get into a list like that. But still, yeah. I mean, I probably should do better than 6 out of 10, but I was thrown off by the UConn.
Yeah.
So fair enough there.
What else do I got, Bock? Let's see. We got that part. Bock, what do you think? Let's go to. I want to talk about Brandon Frager.
Okay.
Great young man,
Frager,
great player. Young. Would be kind of smart for us to lock him up during the offseason so they won't come tampering with him.
Yeah. There's and I think he like retweeted something. So people are starting to kind of get concerned. It is interesting to see with what he did. Of course, speaking of concern, went up for a big time dunk this past game against Northwestern and basically fell on his head. So I'm glad that he came out of that okay. Very, not the most highly recruited guy out of Lincoln. Nebraska was able to redshirt him, and I think that redshirt has paid off for him. Still, I think searching for his to kind of get back to his pre-injury self to a degree has kind of turned into more of a 3-point shooter post-injury than go and again you can see why sometimes they get roughed up at the roof or at the hoop quite a bit. But as far as like a young star with all the promise in the world moving forward for him, yeah, Nebraska's got to lock him up into the future, and hopefully that does happen. And it's interesting just to see how they've played with them, up until this point. It's their third leading scorer. It's been able to play in 23 of the 25 games this year, but has come off the bench. They kind of sticking with him as that 6-man type of role, and so maybe. You always wonder, you get in the guys' heads and think, okay, maybe at some point he'd like to be moved up to the starting lineup, but it's just worked out so well. Obviously, as we know, for all together, that starting 5 and having him be that punch off the bench and something you got to worry about if you're scouting Nebraska. But yes, absolutely. As far as that's what's so exciting about this season. You hope, you see this all the time, unfortunately, from teams that make big runs in the postseason. They get all these offers, in the offseason, and the team kind of gets split up. And that's usually from the lower levels. But, Troy Dannon has talked about, and Fred Hoiberg and the basketball program, they talked about kind of putting more resources into the program. And that would be among your top picks, especially coming next year. I mean, Price Sanford, obviously, if he returns, he's a junior. I think he'll probably make a return, and he would be a big market item, if you will, out there in the NIL world. So him along with Frager, but Frager obviously is even younger and has the upside, I think, with the athleticism. I mean, his just his size and frame and where he's come even from his high school days out Southwest to here, 2 years later, going to be right up there for 6th man of the year in the Big Ten. And one of the most, Nebraska's not where they are at this season in what they've done without him. And again, it's so exciting is that he's got so much room to grow. So yeah, I mean, as you talk about it, it's hard as you go over the years for Nebraska basketball to think of a freshman, really a whole lot of player with that amount of upside to them still. And hopefully being able to keep them around Lincoln. I don't like this, start those conversations too early. You're in the middle of the season, right? Or actually toward the back end of the season, things are going to get pretty serious here as you get toward with the top 10 team. But then you start to think about too, is just like, I mean, money would be the only thing that you would think would draw them away, right? And so Nebraska's just got to do what's right on their end to keep their players well fed, if you will, in that conversation, because what are you looking for? You're looking to play meaningful basketball, in a higher program. At times, like obviously, like Andrew White III comes back and stings you. Those names that have left Nebraska before, but now it's again adjusting to where Nebraska basketball is. If they brought back Frager and Sanford and some of the other guys on this roster, I mean, they're going into next year probably as a top 15 team. Now you're going to have some guys, obviously, some holes to fill from the senior class as well, but Yeah, I mean, I think there is some fear out there from folks, but I think we can table that toward the end of the season. But to your point, just in general, he's one of the hottest up and coming stars there on campus for Nebraska.
All right, Bach, when we talk about this basketball team, who's your MVP, Bach?
Oof. Now, that is a tough one. I think midway through the year, Rink Mass definitely was in those conversations. I heard it from early break this morning. Sam Hoiberg definitely has to be in those conversations now with what he's done. But I just don't know if this team is where they are without Price Sanford. That might be, kind of obvious to go to the points per game league score with points and all that. But, I mean, you could choose it. I would be devastated if you did want to go with Hoiberg. I mean, obviously, everything, the stat stuffer that he is, the hustle that he gives. We hear every coach in the Big Ten just love and put praise on the guy. But I mean, Price Sanford is going to set the record for Nebraska with 3-point field goals made in a season, and just the run that he's been on over the last 8 games or so is absolutely incredible. So, I mean, again, I like the stat stuffers, but it is tough, when you're going up against a guy that's had, 32 points at times this year, 28, 29 this past time against against Northwestern. Had that stretch of, 5 or 6 games there where he scored over 20 points per game. So, I mean, I think the interesting thing is that I think Rick Mass has somewhat fallen out of that conversation. And that's only, I don't want to say that as a negative. It's just we need to see his play step up again. We've seen some highs and lows from him. And I think Price Sanford and Sam Hoiberg has been more kind of steady throughout the year.
Well, I'll tell you who's mine's, Bach. Get ready to take us to break.
All right.
I can tell you who's mine. You want to know who's mine?
Yep.
Sammy boy! Sammy boy!
Not a bad pick.
Not a bad pick. The announcer was sick for this game. He had a little draggy voice in it this weekend, but he still did a great job.
Yeah. Oh, Kip Pavelka always.
Yeah, he was a little sick. He had his voice kind of raggy, but he still did a great job.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking a sick Kip Pavelka over anybody else.
All right. Last segment coming up from Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind, crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie, too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos. Wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas. Topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too, perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. Light winds. It'll be warm in the afternoon, high near 69. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies and light winds, a low around 47. And tomorrow, we'll see probably sunny skies. It'll be windy and warm, the high near 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Nebraska, this is your moment. Love Nebraska is already making noise on the court, but they're still missing one thing, a nickname. That's where you come in. Love Nebraska is giving fans the chance to submit the team's official nickname. Fans will then vote on the finalists later this season. Head to lovneb.com/nameyourteam to submit your nickname and get in the game. Submissions end on February 22nd. Name your team, shape the legacy.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Lincoln's Coffee Week is now Coffee Month in February. With 25 participating venues, visit and check into at least 10 for a chance to win a $250 gift card to the venue of your choice. More details at lincoln.org/coffee-month, brought to you by Visit Lincoln.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are down to the last segment for me, not for Bock. Bock will be joining the first hour of Old School with Nick Wyman. Jay Foreman is out of town, and Austin is also out of town. So those two guys will have fun at Old School Hour.
That's right.
Any news, anything else, Bock?
Well, let's talk a little bit of college football realignment as we're getting it be official here that Sacramento State, of course, out there on the West Coast, is joining the MAC. Nothing sounds more like MAC than a West Coast team, right? And so Sacramento State moving up from the FCS to the FBS is quite a historic move. It's the first time in 57 years that a team from the West Coast, specifically in the states of California, Oregon, or Washington, has moved to the FBS. The last teams to do it was Fresno State and San Diego State all the way back in 1969. And it does not look like the best deal for Sacramento State, at least from the outside. Ross Dellinger reporting the max deal with Sacramento State now officially announced as a 5-year agreement in which the school will take no conference distribution, will cover air travel cost of visiting MAC teams, and pay $6 million of the $18 million entry fee in year one. So going to be interesting to see how all this pays off. Perhaps, years from now, there'll be another alignment. This does get them, again, from the FCS into the FBS level. We saw that from North Dakota State as well, who's joined the Mountain West. Yeah, sounds like they, could have ironed out some better some better details in that deal, but it is a lot of traveling and a different. The MAC now is, if you can imagine, is nationwide. Of course, from coast to coast, at least in the fact that they've got the Buffalo Bulls out there recently, have added the UMass out there on the East Coast. Of course, the rest of many of these schools from Michigan or Illinois or Ohio, and now Sacramento State, who does not fit the traditional geographical footprint, will now be paying for everybody to go out there and play them.
Yeah. Well, we have to see them and who else joined North Dakota State.
Yes.
So we'll look for them to bring back some memories of them trying to hop into the FCS. Oh, FBS.
FBS,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be interesting. Of course, that's one of the more dominant programs. In fact, the most dominant program over the last 15, 20 years, certainly in the FCS, to see what they can do and how they measure up once they get over to the FBS competition. But specifically, again, we saw it with the major conferences where geography is kind of being thrown out. Certainly we see that even in the Big Ten is a darn good example. But specifically, the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference, where you have West Coast teams like Cal, and Stanford, and those teams adding into the mix. Now it's kind of hitting those smaller conferences. The American has been that way. There's teams from kind of all over the nation in that. Now you're starting to see it in the Mountain West and now in the MAC. So it is crazy. Geography is just throw it out the door. The SEC is going to stick to what they've got, right?
I think we'll have
most as much as
I think we probably have one more big realignment probably for the future. Probably say 2030 to realign the whole football.
It almost needs to happen again, is to kind of bring it back into common sense.
Yeah.
But again, money is kind of making moves matter more than anything, and of course that's where they're they kind of threw geography out the window at this point.
All right, Bock, we broke the record.
We did it.
What we do, Bock?
We went a whole show without talking any Husker football. We did it.
Great. Like Tony the Tiger says.
Although I'm pretty excited about them starting up spring camp here. So we'll talk plenty more. I just wanted to see if we can do it.
We're going to pick a day where we're going to start our quarterback talk this week.
Yeah.
Me and you will talk about it. We'll see if we can start it tomorrow or Wednesday. But, hey, let's go enjoy the rest of this day. Beautiful day out here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Bock the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll see you tomorrow.
Geode Health is now open in Lincoln, bringing high-quality mental health care to the community. Located downtown near Lincoln Central Business District, this is Geode's first location in Nebraska and part of a growing national footprint. Now welcoming patients to work with Dr. Eric Curry, board-certified outpatient psychiatrist specializing in adult mental health care, including treatment for ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, medication management, and more. Geode is also growing in its Lincoln Care Team, with opportunities for therapists interested in collaborative, patient-centered care. Appointments available now. Visit geodehealth.com. That's GEODE health.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most